Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Ultimate Iron Man. Last episode, we got our hands on a rune scimitar and knocked out some quests. Episode 14 is a ton more questing, and we're really making our way through the early to mid game now. Nothing more efficient than questing. Thanks for clicking, and I hope you enjoyed the video. One more little farm run before heading to bed. There is 34, which is important because we can now do tithe farm. Just the second tree in, and we'll go up another farming level. 36 farming, so that is the third level that we've gotten on this one tree run. Okay, at the end of the run, we finished less than 600 XP from the next level, and we only have 5 more seeds, which is perfect because we do 5 trees per run. So one more run will be all wrapped up with our willow seeds. It's the next day. We are just going to do a back-to-back tree run. So 37 farming with the first tree that we check here. 38 farming. Now for the third farming level of the run. 39 farming. It really is crazy how much XP you get for trees. At this point now, though, we are out of willow seeds, so we cleaned up the inventory there. And we have Terramin seeds in the looting bag, which we could start farming, but herb runs are just a little bit more complicated, and I haven't, so that may or may not be true. The truth is I don't really do herb runs. I've never really done herb runs on my main, so I'd have to learn how to do them. We are going to continue on doing some quests now. We are going to start with Demon Slayer, which will unlock the Golem, which we'll then do, then Shadow of the Storm, and those 3 quests are required for completing the Recipe for Disaster subquest, Freeing Evil Dave. So we will get those knocked out of the way first. Now that we are the owner of a rune scimitar, it seemed appropriate to now talk about the restrictions that the account is going to have based on weapons. I've only briefly mentioned, Dr. BigSword. It's the Colossal Blade is sort of the main weapon. We are going to be sticking to the theme of only carrying big swords as our weapons. So this basically means that the progression that is in my head right now is going to be the Colossal Blade turning into God Swords, which would be pretty big swords. The Saradomin Sword as well, I think, should be in play, as that is a pretty large sword. And then our best in slot for what I'm thinking is the Fang, because the Fang is also a considerably large sword. So that's sort of just what I'm thinking right now. Obviously, maybe we can make some modifications, and there's going to be times where we have to not abide by that, but that's just what's in my head for right now. Just thought I would get that out there. Also, this is funny. I remember speedrunning this quest and just absolutely maximizing how fast I could do this, so it's pretty fun to try it at normal speed now. Look, a fellow Iron Man down here. I don't exactly know why you would need to hit these scorpions, but I'm gonna mind my own business. I don't know if the recording where I explained what weapons we were gonna use made any sense, but the long and short of that, and the overarching message was that I'm going to use the rune scimitar and use other weapons until we get the Colossal Blade. Alright, just like we did in the speedrun. And then we one-shot him. Okay. Nice, we have Demon Slayer done. I thought I'd start recording when we completed tasks now as well, but I don't actually even know what we completed. I teleported to Varrock and I bought the priest gowns, so let's take a look. Oh, browse her store. Okay, so there you go. That must have been it. We are grabbing a gold bar so that we can make another Ring of Dueling, because this one is about to run out. A medium task for the desert area is completed as well. We grabbed a feather from the derpy looking phoenix. The golem has been completed. Now we are moving on to Shadow of the Storm. Oh, we went up a thieving level. Interesting, we got another task done, which I think was probably taking the carpet ride to Uzer, these ruins. So, got another medium task done. Ooh, we summoned the demon. Okay, I figured it out. You flinch him on this little torch here. Oh, get... Bro. We got ourselves a hit points level while we were flinching this guy. There we go. We killed him. And now... Skill to advance. I think I'm supposed to do ranged. All the way up to 28 now. And bone crossbows. There you go. That must be why I needed to do ranged. Okay, we have our inventory cleaned out, so we are now going to do the Evil Dave subquest in Recipe for Disaster. So we will need our kitty. Oh, our cat has transformed into a hellcat. So there you go. No more cool blue kitties. We finally got the stew figured out for Evil Dave. So let's not eat it and give it to him. Perfect. So that is the subquest for Evil Dave done. Okay, we completed a medium task in the Ardoin area, and I think it was using the Ardoin teleport. So every time we've been to Ardoin, it's been through the house portal. So I don't think those count, and you have to actually cast it out of the spellbook. So that's interesting. Okay, we completed the bar crawl, and now we learned how to smash vials. So that is definitely useful. Now we can do Horror from the Deep. Having fairy rings is so convenient because we can just start Horror from the Deep very easily like that. This part in Horror from the Deep reminds me of that SpongeBob episode where they're like, it's not the worm, that's its tongue. It's just like we killed the little baby Dagonoth, and now we gotta fight the Dagonoth mother. I didn't really know how to safe spot this thing, but I guess... So, can I turn the prayers off? It's not attacking. Interesting. But when I attack it, it does start attacking me back. Here, I'll show you real quick. Change to brown. Oh, maybe it's just whenever it changes. Well, either way, easy fight. Alright, should be the last cast there. Nice. Horror from the Deep completed. 32 ranged. Interesting. Nice. 44 strength. Perfect. So at the end of the quest, you can choose which god book to receive. And let's see. I said I wish it were one of the other gods. Oh, okay. Well, you have to pick one of those. So we'll pick Sarah. And then you get the damaged book. So you can trade Josic. Oh, not trade Josic. Maybe it's rewards. Yeah, and you can spend 5k and unlock every book, which is what I'm gonna do now, so that we can get the pages in Clue Scrolls. And they always save the pages that you get, so you don't have to, hold on to the books until you complete them. You can drop them as soon as you put a page in, and everything will save. So for now, we will just be dropping all of the books because we have our Tome of Fire, which we'll want to have on us still. Another good thing about completing Horror from the Deep is we get access to the Lighthouse store. Here, Josic has a store that we can get some good stuff at. It's a spot for poison, so we don't have to go to Draenor Manor. Most importantly, I think it's a spot for a pestle and mortar that's really easy to obtain, because going to Taverley is kind of a pain, but this way we can get here with the fairy ring pretty quickly. Wizard mind bombs as well, dwarven stouts, just some boosting stuff and some different types of alcohol, candles as well. So a really useful store overall. The next quest we will be doing is the Wanted quest, which is one of the ones that we had talked about previously about doing quests because the sort of short-term goal now is to get started on Slayer, and Wanted is the one of the first quests that is actually going to be making progress towards the Slayer grind, because Wanted is a prerequisite for the Slug Menace, and it's the only prerequisite that we have not completed yet. So we'll do Wanted, and then who knows, maybe we'll continue on with the guide or do a little detour for Slug Menace. For this part of the quest, you can either buy a Com Orb from Certifi for 10k, or we can bring him Molten Glass, an Enchanted Gem, and a Law Rune. So the latter option is very preferable because this isn't all the cash we have. We have 500k in Nightmare Zone, but I don't want to spend more than, the 500 GP it's going to cost me to do the other thing just for convenience sake. This is an Ultimate Iron Man after all. So we are going to head to Konar, grab an Enchanted Gem, and then smith up some glass and do the trade option. While tracking down the soulless guy, or whatever his name is for Wanted, we entered the Champions Guild, which is a medium task for Varrock. This is the crazy part where he kills all the all the White Knight Ranger guys. Man. And they died so that we can have the easy little fight here. Kill him in 3 shots. Okay, we talk to Ceramic here, and we hand him the Hat of Solace and complete the quest. So that is nice, and we got up to 25 Slayer. Nice. So we just need 5 more levels before we can do the Slug Menace, because you need 30 Slayer to start that quest. Okay, next thing we are doing is collecting items for Ernest the Chicken and Animal Magnetism, and then we will knock both of those out. Oh, in an effort to steal buttons for Animal Magnetism, we got ourselves a clue scroll. So we will be doing that and coming right back here. Okay, a nice 2-step easy clue. Let's see what we get. Law runes are nice. I didn't realize that was actually the first easy clue that we have completed. That is surprising, but cool nonetheless. Funny enough, I think we needed a cowhide for Animal Magnetism anyway, because I think we need some hard leather or something like that. So good thing we pickpocketed that as well. And right after the cowhide, of course, we got buttons. So we can leave now. There is a hard task completed as well for Karend by entering the Woodcutting Guild. Thank you, Draenor Manor Teleport. Here we go. We give all of our stuff to the crazy professor. And Ernest is back to being a human. Perfect. 4 quest points for Ernest the Chicken. And mostly knocking out the prerequisite for Animal Magnetism. Okay, we got ourselves the 20 Ecto tokens that we needed. And it also freed up a ton of inventory spots. What an absolutely iconic cutscene we have here. Just get to watch him chase the chicken around. It's the little things like that that give you the nostalgia watching RuneScape again. Man, I just took the doors off the house, and that is a game changer. Saving those clicks one at a time. There we are, Animal Magnetism completed. Maybe we'll get, Slayer level. Cool. Yeah, that is one of the things that we wanted before the Slayer grind. So obviously we'll want to upgrade that when we can, but it is one of the things crossed off for our checklist. We are going to drop this Ava's device currently because we will get it back from Ava when we get a Slayer task that requires it. There we have Big Chompy Bird Hunting completed. The main reason we completed this was because it is the only requirement that we needed to complete 3 more Recipe for Disaster subquests. So we're going to get those done because that will allow us to go into the Slayer grind with Addy Gloves. So I was going to start Bon Voyage, but I didn't have the kudos. So I looked it up, and you can just go upstairs and tell stories to Historian Minus, which I've done before, but I forgot you could do. And we got ourselves just over the amount we needed. And we got an antique lamp. So got ourselves 1,000 herb lore XP. Nice. 24 herb. Looks like teleporting with the dig site pendant was a medium task for the Varrock Diaries. Okay, we navigated our way to Fossil Island and completed Bon Voyage. The primary reason that we completed Bon Voyage is because we are going to be AFKing at Ammonite crabs now instead of at the barbarian fishing pond. So we need our combat skills up for Slayer, so we're going to be training it actively with Slayer and AFKing it with Ammonite crabs. The next thing we will be doing is knocking out our 3 Recipe for Disaster subquests, which will be Pirate Pete, the Lumbridge Guide, and however you pronounce that guy's name. So we'll get those 3 done so that we can unlock Addy Gloves. Oh my gosh, you can actually get random events down here too. And Rick Turpentine's wearing the fishbowl helmet thing. Interesting, as we were just getting a cod for the Recipe for Disaster subquest for Pirate Pete, I think, we got a mackerel, and that must be an easy task in the Candron area. And the cod must be part of another task, but we won't worry about that right now. Okay, the moment of truth. We made the fish cake, and we will see if we burn it, because you can burn it. Oh, yes. There we go, that's Pirate Pete taken care of as well. On to the next. What an interesting cutscene we get here with enchanting these ingredients for the Lumbridge Guide's cake. Alright, we cooked our cake of guidance, and now we free the Lumbridge Guide. Alright, there we go. Some decent magic XP too. Oh, interesting. I used the fairy ring to get into the unicorn pen because I thought that you could talk your way out of here, but maybe not. But nonetheless, it completed a medium task in the Ardoin area. Oh, we got ourselves a crafting level. Whoa, where are we going? Crafting level from chiseling wolf bones. Okay, we got the Jubilee, which was pretty difficult actually. We had to kill it twice. But there we go. We freed Scratch. Got up to a couple new levels, which is great. And we got Addy Gloves, which we are going to actually go buy right now because we are going to start doing a little bit of Slayer so that we can get to 30 to start the Slug Menace. Alright, Addy Gloves acquired. Our first pair of gloves out of the Culinary chest. Let's take a look at them. Oh yeah. Well, that is episode 14 completed. Addy Gloves have been acquired, and I can tell you that they're still putting in work for the account even up to the present day. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all next time.